Stop taking a tour through the house.
Hey, you know what? I'm just coming out here. How is it now?
I think it's all right.
Are we good?
There's a hint of an echo, but it's not bad. Can you hear it?
I haven't got settled enough to hear it yet. Yeah, I hear me echoing. Go figure. One of us has a bigger mouth than the other one.
But it'll sound like a rock and roll show.
Okay.
All
I
right.
can go out to the back patio.
It's hot as hell outside. Don't worry about that. You want to do a countdown?
Yep. Why not? We've messed that up every time we've done it. Let's try it one more time.
Where the hell is? Oh, countdown. There we go. Ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2. Well, my stupid browser didn't play it. Unbelievable.
Every week you think it's going to work, and here we go. Hey, we've got somebody watching. If you are the viewer that's watching this, first of all, what is wrong with you? And second of all, please let us know who you are.
Oh, that's right. I turned on comments so I can see them.
Oh, cool. Welcome to roadcomicsadventures.com or whatever we are, I guess. We're thrilled because we actually finished our first road trip together. And as you see, both of us are still alive. Which
That is true.
I find amazing. It was actually a short trip compared to what some of our adventures are turning out to be lately. Because
Also true.
it was only an 800-mile trip.
Well, each way. So, yeah, 1,600 miles total.
Yeah, but I only went one way. I don't start with me. You're already in enough trouble. First of all, I will tell you this is also the first time that Flip and I have ever been in the same location. I have relocated to Louisiana.
And I'm still in Louisiana. This is home. It's been home since 1990. My kid is in college, so I suppose if I wanted to, I could move anywhere. I just don't know where I'd want to move. Although I know there's lovely people, in Wyoming and Nebraska and, well, all around the country, really. You've been talking with some amazing people.
You know what? I'm impressed with their theater people.
Yeah.
I really am. Some of those people, the people I've been talking to up north, and I guess the Northwest, I mean, they are just so thankful to have entertainers coming up during the snow that they they're really grateful, and I'm grateful for them. So it works out really well. But let's not pretend like you are not in some trouble, my friend. Because I believe we had an incident last night that we're going to have to chat about because I want some people's opinions on this.
I am not going to lay down and not be. I'm not going to not defend myself.
Okay. Defend away. Every guilty man deserves a good defense.
Let's go ahead and set up what happened.
Okay, and I'm going to tell how it really happened, and then you can tell your version of the story. We were watching a movie at some point, and Flip said something about what did the bitch say, and I looked at the dog laying on the floor, and I said, "Well, which one?" And he said, "The four-legged one." And I just went ahead and went out to the kitchen to get more coffee or whatever. And then I walked out back and I started laughing because I go, I believe he just called me a bitch.
No, that's not that's not true. I didn't call you a bitch. I insinuated. And there's a huge difference there. And that's not even true. I said something like, is the bitch going? Right? Or whatever it was, like to outside or whatever the sentence was. And you said which one, which would indicate that either you were clumping yourself in the bitch category or you thought that I was considering that you might be a bitch. And I wanted to clarify that I meant the four-legged one.
You screwed it up.
In my defense, and I think for the one of you watching, you may or may not know this, but in my defense, I've been sick. I have an ear infection. And my ear infection's been messing with me. And I didn't hear what Rene said.
It's convenient how that ear flares up at just the right time. I'm just saying, I'm starting to see a theme working. But anyway, I said to him, I'm posting, he goes, I didn't call, I didn't, I'm sick. In my defense, I'm sick.
I am sick. I'm sick.
And I said, I'm going to post this on social media. Let's see what people think. Well, first of all, people on TikTok take crap way too serious because they're giving me relationship advice. And I go, well, first of all, it's no relationship. Trust me, you just called me a bitch. How much of a relationship do you think we got? And it took me a good 2 or 3 minutes to realize that he had called me that. So we're too stupid for one. But they're like, you know what? Just tell him you're rubber, he's glue. It's going to bounce off of you and stick to him. And I'm like,
Are you kidding me?
no, I'm not kidding you. You should read the comments.
How old were you the last time you used that phrase? If you had to ballpark it.
6.
I might have been 7 or 8, but I was slow to mature.
And just noticed I used 6.
I was Dale Earnhardt at the time. Number 6.
That's my homage to Vic Henley. Always 6. But no, and for anybody that's watching that wonders, Flip would this is the part of this whole thing.
Are you going to get
no,
just disclaimer moment. It's a disclaimer.
Let me just tell you, Flip is the nicest person I've ever met. He's got more charm. You'll never see it on here because God, it only shows up every once in a while, but it's in there. He's got a lot of charm. He's a really good person. Since I've been in Lafayette, he has treated me like a queen. He's the best cook around, and for that, we're not going to be mean to him. So if anybody thinks he really called me a bitch, he did not. And as proof of that, he is sitting in that chair and still breathing, isn't he?
So occasionally, when Renee's talking to theater owners, theater directors, and a host of other people, they'll ask her, from what I'm told, if we're married, and then she always says,
no, we still like each other.
Right. So I had to go get a car wash on Friday. Yeah, Friday. On Friday, 3 or 4 days ago, whatever it is. And I asked Renee if she wanted to go with me, and she said sure. And so we go to the car wash. And someone asked her if we were married, and I said, jumping in how I do, no, of course we're not married because I'm a premature ejaculator, and she just won't have anything to do with me. And that's pretty much the face we got right there. And she's like, why would you say that? I go, I'm throwing myself under the bus. See, you deserve better than a premature ejaculator.
Yes, and he says it to 2 young guys. Now, I am starting to get red from the chest up. I mean, I can feel it moving. And the redder I get, the harder he laughs. Didn't I just say nice stuff about you and you still had to?
No, and that's I wanted to tell people how charming I am. I was willing to take full responsibility for the fact that we'll never be in a relationship, and there could be many other reasons, but certainly,
Well, I can think of one right now.
which is why in the description I said we have changed places, and the ixnayer became the blurter, and the blurter became the ixnayer.
Oh my God. And I have agreed to at least one trip with you.
Yeah.
You notice how I just scaled back our whole tour to one trip? Did you hear that?
Well, you know what? I never do this, so I'm doing it up front. Um, July 30 and 31. So just like next week, I'm going to be in Phoenix, Arizona at the Desert Ridge Improv, one show each night, Wednesday and then Thursday. And then moving over to Tempe, Arizona, August 1, 2, and 3 to do 5 shows at the Tempe Improv. That'd be 2 Friday, 2 Saturday, 1 Sunday. Also, I believe I'm going to be doing the Morning Sickness on 98 Rock KUPD Wednesday morning with John Holmberg, Brady, and Brett. And it's going to be, I mean, I'm sorry you're not going on the trip, but it's going to be a fun trip. But meanwhile, it's really nice that you're going to stay back taking care of Storm, the Road Comics Adventures tour dog.
Who is much better behaved than her owner. But it is my understanding when I relocated to here that she kind of gets to be my dog too, right?
I'll share. I'm good at sharing. What did you learn in school today?
Sharing.
Sharing.
I learned not to say premature ejaculation in front of a couple of young guys in a car.
They did seem a bit taken back.
I'm just like, oh
Can,
man.
can
I
we
have been in Lafayette less than 12 hours.
can we
And
punt it up? Let's punt it up. They didn't see it coming. Heyo. That's a bad dad pun. All right.
oh man.
You had been in town like you're about 11 hours.
Yeah, I hadn't been in town 12 hours yet. And already you had me blushing and laughing and off the rail. Away we go. You do not disappoint, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
Well,
Becky.
except for the premature thing seems to not be going well. But other than that, you don't disappoint.
You know what premature ejaculators say? I got mine.
Yeah, like every other man. Don't get me started. You know how bitter I am. Please. I made a 30-year living off of being a bitter female. Just ask Jeremiah. He'll be here eventually.
I want to see if I can get that stupid countdown going. No, countdown won't work. Unbelievable. Oh, and then if we're talking about
What else did we do after the car wash? You forgot the best part.
I didn't know if you could handle it. You can't handle the truth.
Let me tell you something. Flip made one of my greatest fantasies come true, even with his problems and everything. He took me to Costco and he goes, have at it. We can spend the whole day here if you want. Just shop as much as you want. We went up and down every aisle, pushed the cart. He didn't bitch. I tell you, he's a really good guy. And if somebody wants to step up and be number 6, I will help you out.
We can
Pretty
put.
quiet now, aren't you, Flip?
I don't know who's watching. Is it Martin? Is it you? Martin? Is it you?
The one that's on?
From and also from last week also.
Right. Oh, and by the way, I apologize for leaving so abruptly. Yes,
Oh!
Martin. Hey, Martin, you said you had a crush on him. I'll be happy to help you. You may be, well, let's just say,
Well, let's start with the beginning. Are you in a committed relationship now? Dun 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 dun. Now there's a contemplating at home. Should I even answer this? What are they serious? Should I answer? What's going on? No, not in a committed relationship. Ooh.
how do you feel about long car rides? Because I feel a position about ready to open up.
So we're talking with Martin, who was also nice enough to watch the podcast live last week, and is the first person and only to watch this week as well. You came to a show at the Grove. Was it the last time I was here very recently, or was it like a time before that? When were you there? Out of curiosity. Where are you going?
I'm going outside because the freaking echo is making me crazy. Come on, baby.
You're going to sweat balls out there.
One of us ought to have some. I am on fire today. No, I don't know. I don't know why I'm being so mean to you.
You're being snarky. 2 to 3 years ago.
Because you called me a bitch last night. I don't know.
Thank you so much for coming to the show a couple years back, and then for also staying in touch and coming to the podcast. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
We do, and I will be happy to do the best I can to help you out. I mean, it only took him 35 years to call me, so you only got a few more years to wait. I don't know why I'm being mean to you tonight, because I was so happy about that call I took. You know I love doing business right before everything. And I do want to apologize to everybody for last week. Because I left so abruptly.
Oh, for that? Yeah.
Yeah,
that was a real thing.
I don't know whether I got overheated or what. Plus, we knew I was getting ready to make this move, and there were a couple of things that had become really stressful right at the end. So I don't know what it was, but I thought I didn't want our first viral moment to be me projectile vomiting on the podcast live. So I decided to leave. And Flip. I was going to try to text him, and I didn't even have time to text him and go, hey, I think I'm going to be sick. So I just left.
I do think that would have caught some eyeballs. Even if it wasn't live, we would have gone viral later.
Yeah, I was pretty sick for an hour or so, but everything worked out, and you were the real hero because you made everything go smooth. I mean, I'll give you a lot of crap on here. I will kid you within an inch of your life, but I've told you this before. I'll tell you it again, and now I'm going to tell you in front of people. Since you insist upon defending yourself, I'm going to help you.
Really?
You were the hero, and you always are.
Oh.
And that's why, I'm very happy to be your partner. I'm very happy that we are starting this adventure. And one of the reasons I wanted to mention Costco is because one of the things we don't talk about a lot, and don't worry, I'm not going to give away any of the secrets, because I'm no longer the blurter, you are. But while we were in Costco, I had this little thought run through my head, and
I know
I
that
said, to,
thought.
"Huh?
I know
What did?
that thought.
Yeah, I had a thought, and Flip has already started writing one of our thoughts that we think could be a feature film. And this thought, when I told him what it was, I said, I think this could be a feature film also. And he said, I think so too. And then we ran it by another one of our friends who goes, oh, yeah. And, one of the things we want to do is not only flip in theater shows, but we have this production company, and I'm really excited because I think we're going to go into a lot of feature films and commercials, and it's all kind of coming together. I think me moving where we can work together. We spend all day today at the computer together, putting together music and sound and stuff like that. I'm just watching our life come together. I've been amazed at how the dream that we had for our businesses has come together so quickly in just the last few days.
Yeah, it's been impressive. It's been fun. Been
It's
fun.
amazing when you're with the right people, the creativity really does flow.
It's weird because I think in total, whether they ever get written or not, whether they ever get made or not, you got to start with an idea. You got to. So for just feature films, I think we have at least four.
I was going to say four.
I think, yeah.
We have four. We have at least four docudramas. Because
Theater.
at some point, you and I are going to tell our story in a docudrama.
Oh, and what a wicked tale it will be.
Well, let's put it this way. You notice when you headed for the grocery today, I stayed at home, right?
Oh yeah.
I've
So
learned.
I go to the doctor today for an annual checkup,
Oh, oh dear God,
and it's a
we're
fairly.
never going to be PG. And let me just tell you, I was always afraid it was going to be me that was going to be the one who.
So
Oh, you're
anywho,
a load to carry, Flip. You're just a load.
My doctor used to be part of a smaller practice, and whatever happened, he ended up joining into a much bigger practice in a big building with a lot of doctors, and so it's like his little area of the building is still personal. I know the people, and they're very nice, but it's a bigger building with more stuff going on, and it's kind of impersonal to some degree. So I get called back, and they sit me down in the blood draw area with maybe 10 other people, and I'm just messing around on my phone, and I hear a gal come out of like a smaller room into the sort of the waiting area, and she's like, Felipe, Felipe, Philippe. So I look up from my phone because nobody else is looking at all. And I walked over to her, and I see that she's holding my chart. I could see my name on the chart. And I go, who are you looking for? She goes, Felipe. And I go, try it again. She goes, what? I go, look at the name. You got the name of the chart, right? She goes, yeah. I go, look at it and try it again. She goes, Philippe? Nope. Felipe? Look at the letters. Just and like people around me are like, you gonna just tell her what your name is? Look, no. Four lousy letters. Sound it out.
Can't pull it off.
Philippe? Nope. Look at the letters. Say the letters. What letters are they? She goes, Flip. Okay. Pronounce it. Philip? Nope. Felipe? Now, anybody who might watch this podcast who doesn't know me, I know at the very least will think I'm exaggerating, if not out and out lying. I'm not exaggerating.
I will swear in court, I have been out with this man. He is not exaggerating. If anything, he undertales these stories.
It's kind of understated. So
it's sad but true.
So they go, I think, are you gonna tell your name? I go, okay, all right, because she said Felipe, Philip, Philippe, in every possible kind of version that she possibly could for over 2 minutes. And I'm smiling. I'm not mad. I'm smiling. It's like, try again. Nope. Just look at the letters. Try again. So I go, okay, have you ever taken a coin and thrown it up in the air to see if it lands heads or tails? And she goes, well, yeah. I go, what do you call it when you do that? She goes, well, you flip a coin. I go, right. Try again. She goes, Philippe? Okay. Have you ever jumped off a diving board and you did a circle in the air? And she goes, yeah. I go, what do you call it? She goes, a flip. And I go, right. Try again. Philippe? Okay. Have you ever made pancakes? And she goes, yeah. I go, you know how like when you put the batter in the pan and it starts cooking and eventually you want to turn the pancake over so the other side can cook? She goes, yeah. I go, what do you call it when you do that? She goes, well, you flip the pan. Oh. Are you flip? 3 minutes. 3 minutes of Felipe. Well, 2 minutes of Felipe and then another minute of examples of like tossing a coin and jumping off a diving board. 3 minutes. And then we walk in the room. I just thought she was calling me in. Then she goes and she puts a rubber band around my arm. I'm like, whoa, wait, are you the phlebotomist? And she's like, yeah. I go, and I've been giving you shit for the last several minutes. She's like, yeah. I go, and you're the one with the needle? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, I need to rethink my decisions going forward. That's a really bad idea.
Well, you know, I think that's the difference between us and the general public. And by us, I mean comedians and entertainers. Any situation for us can become comedy material.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
And, you know, I hate to say this, I've dealt with some of this in my own family and stuff. Even tragedy, some kind of tragedy. Once we make jokes about it, it becomes easier to live with. And I mean, you've had some interaction with a couple of my children, and you see how they are. They were brought up from the ages of 5, 7, and 9 in this industry in workshops with some of the best comedians in the country now, who were just starting out then. So, I mean, they can hold their own pretty well too, sometimes, I think. What I think now is my son doesn't come to me and go, do you think this is funny? He now goes, Mom, why don't you tell Flip this and see if he thinks it's funny? I go, well, I thought it was really funny. And he goes, yeah, let me know what Flip said. I got an idea what I think about you and Flip going over comedy material. I'm still the funny one in the family.
I've never been the funny one in my family, according to my family. And yet, I'm the only one who makes a living at it. But whatever. So there's 2 phlebotomists in the room. And the second phlebotomist goes, you kind of seem like you've got a chip on your shoulder about your name. And I go, well, I do. And she goes, you know how to get rid of it? And I go, how? She goes, I go, oh, I embrace the chip. I like the chip. She goes, what? I go, I want the chip. I'm keeping the chip. She's like, why? And then I go, what's better as far as the story goes? I went skiing and the weather was really good and I went down the blue runs and I had a lovely vacation. Or I went skiing and then I fell off the chairlift. And by the time I got up to the top, I made a wrong turn. I went down a double black diamond run and I broke a leg. Which is a better story? And she goes, chairlift. Right. That's
So
why.
then, can I ask you a question? May I?
Indeed. Indubitably.
Then why last night, when I said this is a lot better story the way I tell it, with you saying the four-legged one, who had the better story? Me or you laying in the recliner going, I'm sick. I'm sick.
Look at my ear. I got a sicky ear. My ear. It's sick. So when I mentioned that I went to the doctor today and you panicked, I think you thought I was going to tell the other story.
Did you sense the panic? Was it that obvious?
Yeah.
You know, Flip, I thought I was becoming a better actress.
No.
I almost go ixnay on the doctor story.
So Martin, I went to the doctor today, as I'm sure you've figured out from the last several minutes, and I had an interaction with my doctor that was a bit off color. So when I'll
be right back. Just keep telling your story.
Do your comedy sketches. So when I came back and I told Rene about this, she was horrified. And then I think she thought I was going to tell that story. It was, when you go to a doctor, it's kind of like Star Trek. They boldly go where nobody has gone before. And so it was an experience having to do with that. More coffee? So I've already mentioned the shows in Phoenix and Tempe. And then just a reminder, if you're out in these areas or you know anybody who is, in September, we'll be in Hobart, Indiana, Ocala, Florida, Holland, Michigan, Martinsville, West Virginia.
Right.
Do we have others, or are they not far enough along that we can announce them?
Well, I'm not adding until they send me a contract. Hey, let me tell you, I'm real easy to get along with, but when I'm handling your money, I'm not screwing around until I have it on a piece of paper. We're not talking about them. But there were 3 today that were like, we want this state, and this state, and it all ties in with that tour. And if that happens, we will be in Pennsylvania. We will leave West Virginia and head for Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, we will be coming through to the border of Georgia and South Carolina. And then from there, we're going to come back into Florida, because I've only been trying to get you into Florida for the last 22 weeks and nobody would cooperate. So I moved to Louisiana. And now that I've moved to Louisiana, all the Florida clubs are going, or the Florida theaters are like, well, we'd like to get him in here. All right, here we come. Because we'll go anywhere, hence the Wyoming shows, right? The Nebraska shows.
And again, I'm not gonna say anything ugly about parts of the country, but we'll go almost anywhere. There are some places I choose not to go to. One of which is actually a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful state that I dearly love, but I won't go to anymore because all I'm doing is driving, not flying. So because I will only drive, unfortunately, Hawaii, and until or unless they build a land bridge or a channel, Hawaii is not an option.
Um,
Now,
may I just point out that although I had an okay comedy career, I was never on a big career path. However, I did spend most of my time in Grand Cayman, St. Martin, St. Thomas, and many parts of Mexico. I hook up with you and we decide we're going to do this, and we're going to Nebraska. It looks like January 8th. Nebraska.
Nebraska's wonderful.
Yes. But I've looked at the temperature in January.
It's
And the
brisk.
fact that you and I were traveling, going, we need to start looking at some of the, what did you call them? The thermal underwear things.
Oh, yeah, hot chilies.
Hot chilies. Yeah. And I'm starting to think that lingerie is out, hot chilies are in.
Hot chilies are amazing. Now,
Well,
maybe there's things that are better. Like I don't know. I don't know. I used to ski at least once a year during the days of my fourth marriage. We would go to either Colorado or we'd go to Whistler up in near Vancouver, Canada. And
don't worry, I'll get us as close as we can.
well, if we're going to Whistler, we're going to Alaska.
Well,
Alaska's amazing. I love Alaska.
I didn't want to tell you this since I made that big faux pas between how far it was to my. Let's just say he sent me a map at one point, because
Well, then we're going to back up. And at one point, Rene goes, because just so you know, I'm not looking for theaters in Arizona. And I go, okay, why? She goes, it's too far. Have you seen how big Texas is? She goes, it's on the other side of Texas and New Mexico. We're not going.
and I've done those road trips. I've done those road trips. They're grueling.
And I'm like, all right. She goes, but I booked this in Tehran, Iran. What? I booked this in Kabul. I'm like, what are you talking?
It's beautiful this time of year. No, I said I don't want. I don't. We're not going to Arizona. I'm not spending 18 hours in a. I'm not spending 18 hours in a car. And I go, but we got this gig in Nebraska, and I don't know exactly for sure where Montana is, but it's close enough to Nebraska we can tie in with it. And he goes, Montana's on the Canadian border. And I go, are you sure? And he goes, I'm sure. And the next thing I know, I get a text message and it's a map with Montana circled and the mileage. And it's exactly the same mileage as to Arizona.
No, further.
Can we
You
please? Oh, don't say further.
the same mileage.
Oh, and I go, all right, maybe we'll start looking at it. But
We're on I-10, ostensibly in Louisiana. So we're the southern part of the state, the most southern of the interstates, I-10. And if you stay on I-10 going west, 1,400 miles later, you hit Arizona. Then 1,400 miles north from there, you hit Montana. Just saying.
they're really nice gigs.
Oh, no, I'm looking forward to it. And you know what? I would go to Hawaii if we could drive. I would consider going to Alaska because I've worked Fairbanks a number of times, both in summer and winter. And I'll tell you what, I loved working in Fairbanks.
Well,
Loved it.
you know we don't have secrets from each other because one of us usually blurts out the secret to the other one. But I've had one for a while, but I'll tell it to you now since I have witnesses to anything you might say or to make fun of me. One day I wasn't paying attention.
Oh God, here we go.
And I started sending a bunch of emails because, I do the email marketing and I usually do that late at night. Let me preface this with I was probably pretty tired because you're a slave driver and just make me work all the time.
I don't believe we're supposed to be able to use that word anymore. Just saying.
What's that?
Nothing.
Oh, I got it.
My, someone was talking from the 1980s, I believe.
You know what? As soon as we get off this podcast, I have something for you. Just so you know. Just so you know. So I was sending out all of these emails because I was using the addresses with the state code AK because I thought that was Arkansas. I had been marketing to Alaska. Oh, they want us in Alaska.
Dude, I would go in a heartbeat.
Well, you can.
Now we'll have to pack a lunch.
Storm and I have discussed it. And we will be at home.
No. You got to go. You got to go. I'm telling you what, Alaska is amazing.
Yes, but it's farther than Arizona. And I told you, I love to travel and I love the way we've got it planned that we're going to do it. But isn't the fact that I'm taking you on that little side trip in Nebraska to that place we really want to go?
Oh my God, I'm looking forward to that.
We can talk about that a little bit, can't we?
Your call, man.
No,
real quick. Should we say hi to Mark?
Say hi to who?
Mark.
Oh, my buddy Mark.
Your buddy Mark.
Who came to Orlando and didn't invite me out with him? Mark?
Yeah, that Mark.
Yes, of course that Mark. Although we haven't heard from him this week. He texted us when we ran the car, didn't he? But he didn't call or anything.
No, he hadn't called. I'll have to look back through the phone. But we have a few buddies on the podcast. Martin's one. Martin saw my show 2 or 3 years ago. Martin, I want a picture. So, are we friends on Facebook or some other social media? Don't answer if you don't want to, but if you don't want to answer here, if we're friends on Facebook, blink twice. Come on, that's funny. But anyway, so Martin, we have Jeremiah, who's a friend of the show, who we have talked to frequently. Mark from Dallas, good friend of the show, gave us some really good advice on how to make the podcast a little better. Someone who's never watched the podcast I'm aware of yet, but a dear friend of mine who I'm looking forward to you meeting by the name of Charlie. And Charlie, she is also from Dallas. So what do you want to say about Nebraska? I will follow your lead.
Well, what I want to say is one of the projects I have that I had in the works that you've come into and embraced graciously is there's a particular prisoner that's going to be spending his entire life in prison who I want to interview, and he happens to be in prison in Nebraska. And we have gotten permission from the Department of Corrections in Nebraska to go in and interview him. And so we don't know how long it'll take us to do the documentary, but we know that if we're in Nebraska, we might as well do the interview. And I don't believe you've ever been to a penitentiary, have you?
Closest I've come, now I'm not joking, closest I've come is Angola Prison here in Louisiana near, I think it's Baton Rouge, New Orleans, but I think more Baton Rouge.
It's closer to Baton Rouge because.
And they have an annual rodeo where the prisoners are actually rodeoers. Rodeo cowboys. Prisoner cowboy rodeo cowboys.
And I'm taking you to Wyoming. Rodeoers. They want to take us horseback riding. I immediately threw Flip under the bus.
Well, I told you what happened the last time we went horseback riding, right?
Yes.
So
tell your fans what you did.
So I used to have some friends. We're not close anymore, but that's beside the point. I used to have some friends that were fairly well-to-do and had a lovely spread and had a lot of horses. And so one day the wife said to me and 10 other people, let's go for a trail ride. And I'm like, all right, because I grew up in Phoenix. So I'm a rootin' tootin' cowboy from Phoenix. So I get on my horse, and we're sort of heading out from the stable, and I'm patting my horse on the neck, and I'm talking to her, and I'm telling her what a good horse she is, and how much I like her. And we'd probably been on the horses for 3 to 5 minutes, and then my horse does an impression of a dog, and does like 3 circles, and then just collapses, like lays down. And as my horse goes to lay down, the woman who owns all the horses scream like, jump. So I had to jump off this horse as it's laying down. And I go, like, when she came over to me, what I jumped, she goes, if you stay on the horse, it was going to break your leg. Like the horse was going to lay down on your leg and break your leg. And she goes, did you hypnotize the horse? Like, I don't think so. She goes, well, that horse is 15 years old, and it's never done that before, ever. I'm like, I was just telling her she was a pretty girl, and I liked her, and I thought she was sweet. She's like, dude, the horse did 3 circles and collapsed. So, anywho, I wasn't allowed to ride anymore.
Yeah, by the way, let's just bring this up. If it were not for you and our phone call 22 weeks ago, I would be on a 22-acre farm in Ocala right now, raising goats.
Oh, see, now I like the way you're putting it.
Raising my 6 goats.
Right.
And my 2 miniature donkeys. That's what I had decided to do with my life. And on the way from Orlando here, as we came very close to the farm, I started telling you about my 6 goats, and we were very close to the farm that I was going to buy. And you go, 6 goats is not a goat farm.
Well, okay. Putting it in context, Rene kept saying almost about a goat farm, wanted a goat farm, was going to live on a goat farm, goat farm, goat farm. And they go, wow. She goes, 22 acres, 6 goats. And I'm like,
and 2 donkeys. You always leave out the donkeys.
If you had 2 acres and 6 goats, I could see you calling it a goat farm because you could see the goats. But with 22 acres, like they could be literally like playing hide and go seek. You'd never see the goats, and it's If you have 22 acres and 100 goats, it's a goat farm. If you have an acre and 6 goats, it's a goat farm. 22 acres. So then I pulled up Monty Python's a scene from a Monty Python show, How Not to Be Seen. And it's just people hiding where you can't see them. And I go, that's like a people farm. What?
I know, but I hadn't thought it out far enough. But I just wanted 6.
22 acres sounds amazing. Goats are lovely. Donkeys are great companions for goats.
They're their watchdogs. They protect them.
It sounded like an amazing setup.
Right up until I said 6.
Well, six goats on a 22-acre piece of property does not a goat farm make. Now, you could call me a nitpicker. You could call me an a-hole. But you
I could call you a big chicken.
But you can't say I'm wrong.
I never said you were wrong. Have I ever told you were wrong about anything? The song?
The what?
The song?
Okay, this is our 9th episode, and I don't pay attention to what I say a lot of times. I let my mouth just roam.
No, what did I tell you were wrong about, other than calling me a bitch last night?
So, do you remember? Have we at any point discussed on this podcast the walk-on?
Oh yeah, and I never said you were wrong. I said it every way I could say it without saying you were. Am I telling you the truth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have we discussed the walk-on this podcast or no?
Yeah, we have.
I thought so. I wasn't sure.
Ad nauseum, we talked about the walk-on. So much so that I was trying to set it up so that you could do a walk-on to the podcast.
So for those just watching for the first time, and I'll make this really brief, the walk-on is like when they do in UFC fights and boxing matches where the athlete is coming down the walkway from behind the scenes with loud music, and it's very exciting, and they're high-fiving the fans, and it's a big production prior to getting into the ring, and it's a very grandiose, over-the-top big production. And it makes sense for the type of sports we're talking about, which is combat sports. And then one day I saw that exact same thing, a walk-on for a dart tournament on like ESPN with a buddy of mine who's originally from England, now a U.S. citizen. But it was like a UFC walk-on for dart players. And I thought it was really, 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 really funny. And I thought it'd be really funny to... I can't believe I'm doing air finger quotes a second time or a third time. I wanted to do it during my shows as sort of like a parody. I thought it'd be a really fun parody doing like a big UFC walk-on, but it's parodying the dart tournaments. And initially Rene was like, oh God, that's really funny. And then she had a nanosecond to think about it. And she's like, you are an idiot.
Oh my God, Flip Orley. I never said you were an idiot. Oh, I thought it, but I never said it. No, I didn't even think you were an idiot. It was very funny. I just thought about it in the visual, and I pictured it, and I thought maybe you might want to rethink it.
Well, I've since rethought it.
And what did you think?
It was a bad idea. It was a bad idea.
And that makes me...
I'm not sure what you're going for here.
Right. Oh, if you're not sure what I'm going for, then you have not been reading me for the last 22 weeks. No, it was just, I still think it's funny.
It's funny as hell.
It is funny, but it just wasn't right for the beginning of your show, probably.
Martin, if you get a chance, um, only if you want to, obviously, on YouTube, just like put in the search, walk on dart tournaments or walk on tournament of dart or whatever. And if you have any interest, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's just it doesn't match. You have this really over the top entrance into the dart arena, and then when they get up on stage, it's even bigger, and where they're dancing up and down like side to side on the stage, and they're raising the roof, and then the tournament starts, and they just stand there quietly like this. So I thought the juxtaposition of this versus this big over the top thing was really funny, and I wanted to parody it. Either that's the dog breathing, or you're also doing 900 sex line calls. Which is it?
It's Storm. She comes. She'll come over because she wants me to pet her, and now she wants me to throw the ball, and there's no way I can daintily throw the ball from here. So she keeps dropping it and going, like we've done this for 4 days now, and you haven't figured it out.
She's never played fetch with me ever, 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 ever.
And first day I was here, she's like, throw the ball. She found out she's got a sucker. I told you long before I came here, because I had a German Shepherd too that's now with my son, but I always carry treats in my shorts pocket. And it did not take Storm 2 seconds to go, hey, this is like a little Pez dispenser over here. And so she thought if she went and got the ball a couple of times. But since that first day, I've never given her a treat. And she still brings me the ball. She still wants to play. She's funny. I'm just watching her. I love coming out here at night and watching her and thinking up stuff to post about you on social media.
That's not nice. So we're at about an hour. Is there anything else you would like to talk about on this particular episode 9?
No. Happier than I've ever been. Last couple of days, as we've put some of the production that we wanted to do and we've talked about for weeks, you and I putting it together, it's like watching dreams come true. It really is. It's watching dreams come true. It's you and I sitting down and putting together storylines for feature films. This is what I always wanted to do. I never had the right person to do it with because for whatever reason, it wasn't the right timing. Somehow life waited until I thought I was going to wind up on a goat farm with 6 goats, that I got lucky enough to find a partner that we can work together, and I think we work well together, and I'm just really, really happy.
Yeah, I am too. The future, and again, I tend not to talk in glowing terms. I never have for whatever reason, but the future looks pretty bright, and I'm very excited about it. As of this moment, the Wednesday, Thursday in Phoenix and the Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Tempe, as of this moment, are the last comedy clubs I have on my calendar.
Can I add something to that?
Yeah.
I hope they're the last ones that are ever on your calendar. And I'll tell you why. I hear nothing but how the comedy clubs are hurting themselves. And destroying what they used to be back in the heyday when I started. And I started comedy after you. I think it's really sad what comedy clubs have done to themselves. They're no longer about the comedy. They're about everything but the comedy. And quite honestly, I've made no bones about it to anybody that will listen, including you've heard it until you're probably sick to your stomach. But the fact that I watched your show 35 years ago and remembered your name, not because of anything other, because you and I spent no time together. We said some hellos at the club every night, and we were pleasant with each other, but we had a whole different worlds going on at the time. But I remembered your show. If I remembered your show, you must have been pretty special, because I've only seen about 1,000 other comedians since you. And I knew you had a special show, but I think it's time we bump you up and elevate you. And I'm ready. I'll go anywhere in the United States, because I think they should see the level of the talent and see what real comedy really is. And yes, I know this makes you, if anybody thinks he's enjoying this right now, he wishes I was sitting in the same room with them right now, because so he could try to shoot me a look like, please stop, please.
More of a throat punch, but tomato,
Yeah, but the difference is you're sick, so I can take you.
My ear hurts. You got a bad ear.
Be thankful that's the only thing hurting right now.
I'm a premature ejaculator.
Please, God. But yeah, so it's funny because when we started talking, we both had kind of wanted the same things and had given up on both of them, all of them, actually.
Yeah, I mean, for me, again, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. I have loved my comedy club career. No matter, how clubs are run today versus 10 years ago versus 20 years ago, I've loved my comedy club career. But I always envision it as being a theater show. Like, I thought it was a better fit. And then when I started doing theaters, which I've done a bunch, but the first one was the Celebrity in Phoenix, that confirmed for me everything I had ever believed. And I'm not quite sure until now why it had never evolved really into a full-time theater show. But, so yeah, by this point in my career and my life, I thought that dream was over, and I thought there was no way I was going to achieve it. I didn't think it was attainable. So this has come as nothing but a huge, wonderful surprise.
Yeah. And, when I said at some point, and you and I have talked about this a long time ago, about where doing a documentary about our story. And the best part about our story is we were two people not looking to find a business partner to start our businesses at our age. We were kind of resigned to it being the end of that. And I don't know if somebody needs this right now or why I even decided to bring this up. But you know what? If you've got a dream, age doesn't make any difference. Just open yourself up and going, if it's the right thing and it's the right time, it's going to come to me. Because I opened myself up a little bit, and within a month, I'm needing to call a comic that a woman had asked me to book. And she didn't ask me for Flip Orley. She'd never heard of you. She said she wanted the biggest, best show that she could put on, and your name came into my mind. And from that first phone call, and we're now 22 weeks later, we have now got an established production company. We sort of have a podcast.
We're working on it.
I like to call it a train wreck, but you know what? I love this train wreck every week. I never thought I would upend my life and move to some place that I had been one time. I worked here years ago with Blake Clark in Lafayette, Louisiana, at a Holiday Inn that was right off of I-10, and that's the only thing I knew about it. But it made more sense to base our business out of here,
Right.
Than being in two separate places. I swore I'd never go back on the road again, and I believe at one point we looked at, or talking on the phone, we weren't even looking at each other and go, "You want to go on this road trip?" "Yes, I do, worse than anything." And we had one theater in Michigan, and now we have the potential for 7. And if 5 of the 7 come through, I'm good with that.
Right.
We lost the 2 in North Carolina that were definitely coming on because of the flooding. They've had horrible flooding there. And we've got theaters that aren't going to be up and ready in time for us. But
not for that run anyway, not for that tour.
So, I just get on the phone and work to replace them. But I think we're both very lucky and both very grateful for what we have.
You're speaking for me as well. You're absolutely right. That's true.
I know I'm very happy. Very happy. And I'm ready to start doing some feature film. And we're also going to be filming a couple of commercials while we're on this tour, as well as the documentary that you seem to flinch every time I say it or start taking pictures of you around the house. So
I do tend to pucker up a bit.
So you're saying the doctor's appointment wasn't that pleasant this morning? Don't. I didn't mean to. I realized I just went in the cow pasture.
It's not my favorite moment in time.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you that I want to show the world what real talent and what real road life is really like. And I can't think of any better subject than you to do it with. And I can't wait to film you, because it's, as much as nobody knows it yet, I'm really good at shooting some video and getting what I want out of it.
I know that.
I know you do.
So tell people where they can find us, and then let's go ahead and close this puppy down.
Well, they can find us here. No, I'm just giving you some crap because, it's Tuesday. So where you can find us at is Road Comics Adventures. We are on TikTok. We are on Instagram. We are on X. We are on Facebook. Obviously, we are on YouTube. Road Comic Adventures.
Comics plural, adventures plural. Road Comics Adventures.
Right. Then you can find Flip. Who manages your career? So, because I'm looking at all your stuff right at the top of my page. I'm just FlipOrley.com. You can get his schedule. You can see pictures. You're going to start seeing more of his pictures because I've taken some pretty good pictures of him that he doesn't even know about yet.
No, I didn't.
He's on Facebook. He's also on all the social media. So if you want to keep up with his schedule, always on FlipOrley.com. Always on Facebook. And if you want to find me, I'm Rene Bray on Facebook, and that's the only place I am because I got other crap to do. I don't have time to do that all day. In the middle of the night, somebody calls me a bitch. I got all freaking night to do it. Is that not right?
In my defense, it was an accident. I was framed. I was Marion Barry, and I was framed.
Let me tell you, I had more fun last night. I have not laughed that hard in a long time. And by the way, I said to you, this is going to be big. And what did you say? You said, I hope so.
Well,
I
I don't
know
know.
I know you want it and I hope so. And then I showed you 840 views on TikTok and you're like, "Oh my gosh." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm surprised and I'm thrilled." We have a good time at what we do. You know what? If you're not enjoying your life, change something.
That's a
Change.
fact. Facts. So anyway, well, the whole shoot match: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X. Please follow us, comment, like, share,
Hey,
blah
you
blah.
know what? We'd really appreciate it if you are watching this at all. You just hit subscribe.
Oh, that's a good one.
Just, yeah, just if you subscribe, it really helps us a lot.
All
It,
true.
it really does. So
So next Tuesday,
you're going to
I'll
be
be
on the road, and I'm going to.
I'll be
on the road, and I'm going to be at home.
I'll be in Arizona. I'm going to hopefully be in a stopped and in a location on time to be able to do the podcast on time on Tuesday. But if you show up and we're not here, it's simply because I'm in transit. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try to make it happen.
If you guys show up, one of us will be here,
There you go. There you go.
and the other one body might be buried somewhere in Arizona. We
Never
we
know.
we never know.
So with that, I'm heading out.
Well, if you're heading out, I'm pretty sure I'm heading out since you've got the control panel.
Oh, that's a good point. So thank you, the
Guys,
two of you, for clicking in now, and to all of you who might watch later, we appreciate it. And this is
hey,
our
we
ninth
really
episode.
do appreciate you tuning in because we do have a good time doing this. Unfortunately, a lot of what we do on the podcast is just what we've been doing on the phone for 20 weeks.
But now we're just sharing it. So we will be. This is our ninth episode, and we're not stopping. So we hope you go along on the journey with us. That said, we out.
We're out.
All right. It always takes a couple seconds. There's a delay, so I'm going to keep talking until the stream is ended, and it should be ending any time now. Nobody knows when, but it's